I went up. There's basically just one other person. I said, you know what? I'd like to have my stress test now. Because I'd been over a couple of times before, I'd heard other people talking. I actually went inside the booth, looked at all the books that they were selling, all the little techie stuff, you know, how to get over drugs, how to heal with the touch assist, which is just basically the running your hands kind of over someone as if that was going to heal you. Whatever. There was also one about the tone scale. Crap. Even though they had apathy and grieving in the same one, you know, a 0.5. They said that would be grieving, and that would be apathy as well. Okay, whatever. So I managed to go inside, look around, and then later I came back and said, hey, you know what, I would like to try out my stress test. And they said, well, okay. And I sat down, and they sat me in front of the Mark 7 Quantum. Not exactly sure what quantum was supposed to mean here. Quantum physics? Probably. Everything's quantum physics now, because nobody fucking understands it. So I sat down, and I said, hey, you know what? I have my video camera with me. It would be great if I got this footage, one of you can film, and make sure to say that, because I want to make sure that they were the ones filming it. Wouldn't that be great? Having one of the Scientology members film for you, as anonymous, your audit. Well, that didn't quite work out. The woman who was there instantaneously looked reluctant. She gave the impression that she knew what the answer was going to be no. This is a woman who's about maybe a year or two younger than me, maybe. She turned over, said, Dad, this is the old man who was the asshole. She asked, hey, is it okay if he films? And I told him right away, it's like, oh yeah, you could totally be the one to film it, you know? Cool, huh? And he said no right away. And he was very curt about it. He was very instantaneously suspicious, by the way, so I didn't want to push it. So I just kind of said, like, oh, alright, well, I'll take my stress test anyway. Let me tell you guys right now, the stress test is so fucking easy to beat, it's ridiculous. I sat down, they gave me the cans, and, you know, I heard that what it really detects is how strong you're holding the cans. That didn't seem right. That didn't seem that it was that easy to fool, like, whether or not you squeezed it. So I sat down and I saw the needle kind of wavering, and I remember thinking, okay, just relax your hands, just relax your hands. But it was still kind of going up, and it was kind of going all over the place. I couldn't figure out what was going on. And after a while, I kind of realized, you know what? I'm more paying attention to her. I'm more paying attention to what the monitor is saying. I'm not really paying attention to what my hands are doing. And I kind of go, okay, still looking at the screen, not really paying attention. I relax my hands. They just relax. And then the needle goes down. Kept it right in that middle area, so it didn't fall. It didn't rise too high. Okay, for you guys, I just did in the opposite direction, but still. She kept on, here's the first thing she asked. She says, think about a life incident. And I kind of went, like what? Because, I mean, that's pretty vague. Think about anything? Okay. Could you get the ball running? So, okay, well, think about your family. So I thought about my family. Needle pretty much stays exactly where it is. And here's her question. You feel stressed about your family? Needle's not moving. She asked me if I'm stressed about my family. And I said, no. And she said, yeah, that's pretty much what the needle is saying. Of course, that's what the needle is saying. It's not moving. So then, she asked me another question, and with this one was probably about work, like, what do you think about work? And I said, work is good. And she said, okay, now just think about work. Needle still doesn't move. She asks, are you stressed about work? Again, I say, no. And she goes, yep, that's pretty much what the needle's saying. You know, I can see the needle. The thing is turned so I can see the needle. So, I know the needle's not moving. I know the needle's saying I'm not stressed. Even though I kind of am. That's the thing that I know I was beating the test. Right then and there. It's because, here's the thing. I was in front of a group of people that if they knew who I was, my entire life could be destroyed. Okay? They knew I was a member of Anonymous. If they knew that I had a pack in my car full of flyers about how the e-meter is a total crock and their fair game policy, I would be a dead man. But the needle never wavered. because I was keeping my hands relaxed. Lots of stuff was going on in here. My hands remained relaxed. Do you have a girlfriend right now? And I said, well, no. And needle doesn't really go anywhere again, just kind of stays where it is. And she goes like, well, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about not having a girlfriend? It's like, well, it's a non-issue. And she's like, yep, you don't look very stressed about that either. Okay, third time's a charm. You're a fucking moron. I get it, okay? I get that when the needle doesn't move, I am not stressed, according to you. So eventually she said, well, that's the test. That was it. That was all. I got up, I said, well, thank you. She gives me this, the Way to Happiness. Da-da-da, da-da-da. So they give me this, even though I've already got this. This is the Cliff Notes. This is the whole thing. This is written, like, in the 1980s, by L. Ron Hubbard, when he was especially paranoid and especially crazy. For a book that says The Way to Happiness, it is the most pessimistic book I have ever glazed through. I haven't even actually read the whole thing. It just says, like, the reason why I'm giving you this book is because you know the same thing I do, which is that there are people out there to destroy us. What the hell? This is supposed to be... Here's the biggest point I want to make, though. This is supposed to be secular. They're touting it out as a non-religious, common-sense self-help book. But the Church of Scientology is handing out this to anybody who comes by, but they're a religion, so wouldn't that make this a religious text? Not only that, but if you're a person who creates his own religion, you'd think that maybe, just maybe, you'd be a little biased about what you put in a secular book. Anyway, so, yeah, didn't get any of the footage, didn't get to film anything, besides, of course, the little clips that you just saw far away. I guess the real question is, did I fail? Did I make a mistake not going to the main protest just to go to a place where my original plan didn't really work and I sat down and now I have to tell you guys what happened rather than show you what happened? Well, in my opinion, no. It was, in my opinion, a big win. Mostly because after the stress test, I went back to my car, got my flyers, and just stood around, kind of a ways from them, saw who was getting stress tests, and watched them come back. Universally, I swear, every single person who comes back said, I didn't know that they were Scientologists until they gave me this little guy. And they always looked insulted. They always looked, betrayed somehow. Like how dare they not tell me up front? Indeed, you look through there, there's a lot of Hubbard, a lot of Hubbard, a lot of Hubbard. You see a lot of Scientology symbols there. Nothing that actually screams, Scientology, beware. Universally, they came over and they, didn't take any of my flyers because they basically said, no, I agree with you, I agree. Except for one guy. But then again, I don't think he knew what state he was in, let alone that he just came out of a Scientology booth. Every single person who I've talked to either were throwing away what they were given, or they gave it to me. I'm gonna say that's a win. Especially this one. This is a book they were not giving away. This is a book where a guy had to pay for this. And when he came back, he's like, had no idea that it was a Scientology book until after, they were given the DVD. And he was very upset, very stressed. And he said he was going to throw it away, and I said, I'll take it. And he said, are you sure? Yeah, I'll take it. But needless to say, I got a lot of DVDs that are no longer in circulation. I got to do the e-meter and find out that I can easily beat it. That's also awesome. The Scientology booth basically remained empty the whole time, except for when people got there and then leave insulted, or leave and look high or something because they don't know where they are. So yeah, I had a great day. I hope you all had a great day. Sorry I wasn't there again. So I'll be there next month.
There's a time in each year that we always hold dear. Good old summertime, with the birds in the trees and sweet summer breezes. It's good old summertime, when your day's work is over and you are in clover and life